What's up folks, Stephen here with Moving to Canada, and today Canada has just released its new immigration levels plan, and it's huge. Huge! This is the biggest news of the year in the immigration space, because it shows everyone how many immigrants should be coming to Canada over the next 3 years, which is crucial for anyone who is currently planning on making the move across to live and work in Canada. So, let's unpack it. Firstly, our old pal, Minister Fraser, has announced that Canada is expecting to welcome more than 1.4 million people over the next 3 years, with 2023 seeing 465,000 newcomers, going up to 485,000 in 2024, and by 2025, Canada is aiming for 500,000 immigrants. 500,000. Now, about 60% of these immigrants will come through economic immigration programs, meaning they'll qualify for immigration based on their ability to get a job and work in Canada. What's really interesting though is that IRCC is now expecting the Provincial Nominee programs, also called the PNPs, to bring in the most immigrants under the economic class for the next 3 years. That's over 100,000 newcomers each year. When the previous levels plan was announced earlier this year, it was just supposed to be that way for 2023. So that announcement was a change for sure. Normally, the federal high-skilled category brings in the most immigrants. And while many of you might not know what the federal high-skilled category is, you might know what express entry is. And if you're thinking of moving to Canada via express entry, then you should probably listen up. Express entry basically manages the 3 programs that are included under the federal high-skilled categories. We normally refer to them as the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Canadian Experience Class, and the Federal Skilled Trades Program. For the next 3 years, the Federal High Skilled has just slightly lower targets than the PNP. The increase in PNP spots is a signal that Canada is prioritising regional immigration programs. We're also seeing for the first time how the Atlantic Immigration Program is expected to perform over the next 3 years. In 2023, it will be just under 10,000. But it's expected to go over 10,000 each year after that. Before now, it was a pilot and had a limited number of spaces available, but reports have suggested that the Atlantic Immigration Program is really successful in promoting immigration and retention to Atlantic Canada. Another feature we're going to see next year is those targeted express entry draws that we have been speaking about for months now. IRCC can now invite express entry candidates based on factors other than their CRS score, which means big changes may be on the cards for how we typically approach express entry. They could invite you based on what sector you work in, whether you speak French and are settling outside Quebec, or even what region you intend to live in. These targeted express entry draws, as we have said previously, are expected to start in early 2023, but as of yet, we have no definite date about when they're going to be implemented. Some other notable takeaways from the conference today are IRCC's commitment to ensuring that at least 4.4% of new permanent residents outside Quebec are francophone, a figure that may come into play more with these targeted express entry draws, along with additional support for global crises by providing a safe haven to those facing persecution, including by expanding the Economic Mobility Pathways pilot. Folks, these updates are pretty massive, and we will be putting out more videos about them in more detail along with our regular content over the coming weeks. So if you want to make sure you don't miss the latest IRCC news updates, then all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and sign up for our newsletter, which you can do so by clicking on the link in the description down below. That's all from me. Until next time.